In the 1960s, the music artist Janis Joplin burst onto the scene with her powerful and emotional voice. Known for her energetic performances, she quickly became a symbol of rock music. However, Joplin's wild offstage persona often overshadowed her talent. After her unexpected death at the age of 27, speculation surrounding the cause of her passing ignited intense debate. Many believed it was due to a drug overdose, while others suspected foul play. Now, Joplin's ex-lover has come forward, ready to shed light on what truly happened. This revelation promises to unveil the hidden side of one of music's most iconic figures, providing closure for fans who have waited decades for the truth. Delving into the personal life of the music artist, this show aims to set the record straight and give viewers an intimate look at the person behind the legend. In the bustling streets of San Francisco during the mid-1960s, a young woman named Janis Joplin began to make a name for herself in the local music scene. At first, she performed in small coffee houses, sharing her love for blues music with anyone who would listen. Her unique voice and passionate delivery quickly set her apart from other musicians. Soon enough, Janis Joplin joined forces with Big Brother and the Holding Company, a psychedelic rock band that was gaining popularity in the area. With this group, Joplin truly came into her own as a performer. Audiences couldn't get enough of her intense, soulful singing style, which seemed to channel all the pain and joy of the human experience. Whether belting out a raw, gritty blues number or crooning a tender ballad, Joplin poured every ounce of herself into each performance. Her distinctive sound and unforgettable stage presence helped to establish her as one of the most exciting and innovative musicians of her time. And even today, her contributions continue to resonate with fans around the world. In 1967, a pivotal moment in music history took place when the spotlight was trained on a relatively unknown musician named Janis Joplin at the Monterey Pop Festival. This event served as the launchpad for her meteoric rise to fame, bringing her raw vocal power and magnetic stage presence to the forefront. Until then, she had been largely unheard of outside Texas, where she hailed from. However, her electrifying performance left audiences clamoring for more, solidifying her status as a rising star. Her tenure with Big Brother and the Holding Company further propelled her career. Together, they released several albums, but it was their third studio effort, Cheap Thrills, that truly resonated with fans. Released in August 1968, it became an instant hit, peaking at #1 on the Billboard charts and earning critical acclaim. The record featured some of Joplin's most iconic tracks, including Piece of My Heart and Summertime. These songs highlighted both her powerful voice and emotional depth, cementing her reputation as a formidable talent in the industry. Indeed, Janis Joplin's journey from obscurity to international stardom was marked by captivating performances and groundbreaking records. Despite lasting only 4 short years, her impact on rock music remains significant even today. After parting ways with Big Brother and the Holding Company in 1968, Janis Joplin pursued a solo career, forming the Cosmic Blues Band. That same year, she performed at the historic Festival Express tour across Canada alongside other prominent musicians. In 1969, Joplin released her first solo album, I Got Demo Cosmic Blues Again, Mama, which included hit songs like Try and Cosmic Blues. This period marked a significant milestone in her journey to becoming one of the most influential musicians of her time. However, behind the scenes, the music artist grappled with personal struggles. She developed a reputation for her hard-partying lifestyle and battles with drug addiction, primarily involving alcohol and heroin. These issues often led to erratic behavior and health complications but didn't deter her passion for creating music. Despite her larger-than-life personality and public image, she managed to keep certain aspects of her life private, including her romantic relationships with women. One notable relationship was with Peggy Caserta, another woman who also struggled with drug addiction. Their intense connection lasted several years, yet it remained largely concealed due to societal prejudices during that era. Additionally, both women were hesitant to publicly acknowledge their relationship because they feared negative consequences for their careers. Unfortunately, these clandestine affairs took a toll on Joplin's mental and emotional well-being, further exacerbated by her ongoing battle with substances. Ultimately, despite the success she experienced throughout her short-lived solo career, the music artist succumbed to the pressure of maintaining her carefully crafted public persona while battling internal demons. In October 1970, the music scene suffered a great loss when Janis Joplin passed away at the young age of 27. While her death was officially ruled as a heroin overdose, author Holly George Warren presents a different perspective in her biography Janis, Her Life and Music. According to Warren, Joplin may have actually died due to an accidental fall in her hotel room. The musician had checked into the Landmark Hotel in Hollywood after finishing up some recording sessions at Sunset Sound Recorders. On the fateful day of her death, she spent the afternoon shopping on Hollywood Boulevard before returning to her hotel room around 4 p.m. At some point during the evening, Joplin either fell or stumbled and hit her head, resulting in a fatal brain hemorrhage. Despite being found unconscious by her road manager John Cook later that night, it took several hours for anyone to realize the severity of her condition. By the time paramedics arrived, Joplin could not be saved. An autopsy revealed that she had also ingested heroin prior to her death, but it remains unclear whether the drug played a role in her falling or if it was simply taken recreationally. Regardless of the exact circumstances surrounding her passing, one thing is certain: Janis Joplin left behind an indelible mark on the world of rock music. With hits like Piece of My Heart and Me and Bobby McGee, she paved the way for future female artists and inspired countless musicians along the way. Despite her untimely demise, her legacy continues to resonate today, solidifying her status as a true icon of American music. After the untimely death of Janis Joplin, her partner Peggy Caserta found herself facing harsh criticisms from the singer's inner circle. They accused Caserta of contributing to Joplin's downfall by allegedly enabling her substance abuse issues. Both women had struggled with addiction together, but Caserta received the blame for leading Joplin astray. Amidst the controversy, Caserta decided to publish her memoirs titled Going Down with Janis, sharing intimate details about her life and relationship with the music artist. However, the book was met with widespread criticism. Critics argued that it exploited Joplin's memory for financial gain while disregarding her wishes regarding her personal matters. Moreover, some claimed that Caserta outed Joplin's sexuality posthumously, further fueling the backlash against the publication. Despite these controversies, Caserta maintained that she aimed to honor Joplin's memory through her writing. She believed that revealing their shared struggle would shed light on the destructive nature of addiction, potentially helping others who might face similar challenges. Nevertheless, many felt that the book failed to do justice to Joplin's legacy, causing unnecessary distress among her fans and loved ones. In recent years, Janis Joplin's close friend and roommate during her time in San Francisco, Peggy Caserta, has been working to set the record straight regarding their relationship. Contrary to popular belief, Caserta has emphasized that she was never Janis Joplin's drug dealer and did not enable the musician's substance abuse issues. Instead, she describes their bond as one of mutual support and friendship. Caserta's efforts to clear up these misconceptions were sparked by her frustration over her portrayal in various media depictions of Joplin's life. She felt that she had been unfairly characterized as an opportunist who took advantage of the music artist's success, rather than being recognized as a true confidant and companion. One example of this negative representation can be found in the 1979 film The Rose, which was loosely based on Joplin's life and career. While the movie did not explicitly name Caserta as the inspiration for the character Mary, many viewers made the connection due to certain parallels between the two women's lives. This led to further misunderstandings and perpetuation of false narratives surrounding Caserta and Joplin's relationship. Despite these challenges, Caserta remains determined to share her perspective and offer a more nuanced understanding of Janis Joplin's life and legacy. Through speaking engagements and interviews, she continues to shed light on their genuine connection and challenge those who would seek to diminish her own contributions to the iconic singer's story. The enduring legacy of Janis Joplin continues to resonate in the world of music today. As a groundbreaking musician, Joplin left an indelible mark on the industry with her powerful voice and raw emotional performances. Her impact can still be felt in the work of contemporary artists who continue to draw inspiration from this classic performer. Joplin's unique blend of blues, soul, and rock made her stand out in the crowded music scene of the 1960s. She quickly gained a devoted fan base and critical acclaim for her innovative sound. Although she passed away at the young age of 27, her music has lived on and remained popular through the decades. The music artist's life and career have been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and exhibitions over the years. Fans and critics alike remain fascinated by Joplin's story, one marked by both triumph and tragedy. From her humble beginnings in Texas to her rise to fame in San Francisco, Joplin's journey is a captivating tale of ambition, creativity, and self-discovery. One particularly exciting development in recent years is the announcement of a forthcoming biopic about Joplin's life. This film promises to delve deeper into the complexities of the music artist's personality and relationships than ever before. By exploring these aspects of Joplin's life, the film aims to paint a more complete picture of the woman behind the music. But it's not just films and books that keep Joplin's memory alive. Her music continues to inspire new generations of musicians who strive to capture some of the magic that made her so special. From aspiring singers learning how to belt out "Piece of My Heart" to bands covering "Me" and Bobby McGee, Joplin's influence remains profound. It's clear that the music artist's enduring legacy will persist for many years to come. Through her music, we can step into a world where passion and emotion reign supreme. And though she may no longer be with us, her spirit lives on in every note she sang and every performance she gave. So let us celebrate this timeless talent and cherish the gift of her music for generations to come. Initially, Janis Joplin grew up in Port Arthur, Texas, in a close-knit family that valued creativity. Her father was an engineer, and her mother was a teacher, which provided a stable environment. Music played a vital role in her childhood as she listened to artists like Bessie Smith and Odetta, whose powerful voices deeply moved her. During her teenage years, Janis began to stand out, not just for her voice but also for her unique style. She faced challenges in school, often feeling like an outsider. This sense of not belonging fueled her passion for music, pushing her to explore different genres. Furthermore, her time at the University of Texas exposed her to the burgeoning folk and blues scenes. It was here that she met mentors who encouraged her to embrace her raw, emotional singing style. The influence of artists like Big Mama Thornton and the blues scene in San Francisco shaped her performances. These experiences and connections laid the groundwork for her later success, helping her to find her voice and purpose in music. Growing up in Port Arthur, Texas, Janis Joplin was always drawn to music. As a young girl, she would spend hours listening to blues records in her room, mesmerized by the raw emotion and powerful voices. This early exposure to blues music sparked something within her, a deep love and connection to the art form. During her high school years, Janis began performing at local coffee houses and bars. She was often met with skepticism and resistance from the conservative community, but she refused to let that discourage her. Instead, it fueled her determination to prove herself and share her passion with others. One pivotal experience occurred during a trip to San Francisco in 1963. While attending the Monterey Jazz Festival, Janis saw some of her musical heroes perform live, including Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey. Seeing these legendary artists on stage had a profound impact on her. It solidified her dreams of becoming a professional musician and inspired her to take her own singing more seriously. After returning home to Texas, Janis enrolled in college, but soon dropped out to pursue her music career full-time. In 1965, she moved to Austin, where she formed a band called Big Brother and the Holding Company. They gained popularity playing gigs around town, and eventually caught the attention of Columbia Records, who signed them in 1967. From there, Janis's star continued to rise. Her powerful voice, unapologetic attitude, and unique style made her stand out in the male-dominated rock scene. Despite facing numerous challenges throughout her career, including addiction and personal struggles, Janis remained dedicated to her craft until her untimely death in 1970. Her legacy continues to inspire musicians today, serving as a reminder of the power of staying true to oneself and pursuing one's passions against all odds. Clearly, Janis Joplin's creative spark burned brightly from an early age, leading her down a path that would forever change the landscape of American music. Born into a conservative family in Port Arthur, Texas, in 1943, Janis Joplin's unconventional musical style clashed with her hometown's conventional values. As a teenager, she felt like an outsider due to her love for blues music, which was considered non-mainstream during that time. This rejection led her to seek acceptance elsewhere and eventually find her place in San Francisco's thriving counterculture scene. Janis struggled financially when she first moved to California, living hand-to-mouth while pursuing her passion for singing. Despite having little money, she never let it hinder her creativity. Instead, she transformed her hardships into powerful performances filled with raw emotion and vulnerability. The burgeoning music industry also posed its own set of challenges. In the male-dominated landscape of the late 60s, record labels often overlooked female musicians or tried to mold them into pop stars rather than allowing them artistic freedom. Skeptical executives doubted Janis's ability to succeed commercially because of her unique sound and image, elements that didn't fit neatly into predefined categories. Undeterred by these obstacles, Janis remained true to herself and continued pushing boundaries. She formed bands like Big Brother and The Holding Company, gaining recognition through groundbreaking albums such as Cheap Thrills. Eventually, major labels took notice of her undeniable talent and offered recording contracts. By staying authentic and embracing her individuality, Janis paved the way for future generations of women in rock music. Her remarkable journey serves as a testament to the power of perseverance and self-belief amid adversity. Faced with financial struggles and industry skepticism, Janis Joplin relentlessly chased after her dreams, forever changing the course of music history. Her legacy continues to inspire artists today who refuse to conform to societal expectations and embrace their uniqueness. After performing at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967, Janis Joplin's career reached new heights. Her powerful and emotional voice left audiences in awe, solidifying her status as a rising star. Music critic Ralph Gleason described her performance as a sensation that stole the show. In 1968, Joplin joined the band Big Brother and The Holding Company, which led to their album release, Cheap Thrills, gaining widespread success. The hit song Piece of My Heart became Joplin's first major hit and showcased her unique blend of blues and rock music. Guitarist Sam Andrew recalled working with Joplin, stating, "She had an intensity that was unmatched. You couldn't take your eyes off of her when she sang." Following her departure from Big Brother and The Holding Company, Joplin formed her own band, the Cosmic Blues Band. Their album release, I Got Dem Ol' Cosmic Blues Again Mama, received mixed reviews but highlighted Joplin's growth as a solo artist. Critics praised her ability to connect with her audience and deliver raw emotion through her songs. Joplin's most successful album, Pearl, was released posthumously in 1971 after her untimely death. This album included hits like Me and Bobby McGee and Mercedes-Benz, cementing Joplin's place in music history. Producer Paula Rothschild noted that Joplin poured everything into Pearl, making it her best work yet. Throughout her career, Janis Joplin broke barriers for women in rock music, earning respect and admiration from both fans and fellow musicians alike. She remains a legendary figure whose influence continues to resonate today. Janis Joplin's artistic vision was deeply rooted in her own life experiences and emotions. She approached her music with raw honesty and passion, drawing inspiration from blues, soul, and rock musicians like Bessie Smith and Odetta. Joplin once said, "On stage, I make love to 25,000 different people, then I go home alone." This statement highlights her intense connection with her audience and her deep sense of solitude. Joplin's unique singing style combined powerful vocals with a vulnerable raspiness. Her performances were known for their emotional intensity, often leading to cathartic releases of pain and joy. She pushed boundaries, challenging societal norms and expectations for female performers during the 1960s. Personal struggles marked Joplin's short yet impactful career. Addiction, heartbreak, and the search for self-acceptance fueled many of her songs. In Piece of My Heart, she sings about giving all of herself to a lover who doesn't deserve it. Meanwhile, Me and Bobby McGee explores themes of freedom and loss through the lens of a nomadic musician. Despite these heavy themes, Joplin infused humor and lightheartedness into her work. For instance, her upbeat rendition of Try showcases her ability to balance vulnerability with playfulness. Similarly, Mercedes-Benz, written just days before her death, offers a humorous critique of materialism and consumer culture. Janis Joplin's untimely passing in 1970 cut short a promising career. Nevertheless, her influence on music remains significant today. Artists across genres continue to draw inspiration from her distinctive sound and unapologetic authenticity. Through her recordings, we can still experience the power of her voice and the depth of her emotion, forever etching her mark in the annals of musical history. Janis Joplin, born January 19, 1943, was a trailblazing music artist who significantly contributed to the evolution of rock music. She introduced raw emotion and authenticity into her performances, breaking away from the polished style typical of the time. Her powerful voice and passionate delivery left a lasting impact on both audiences and fellow musicians. Joplin rose to prominence during the late 1960s as the lead singer of Big Brother and The Holding Company. Music critic Langdon Winter praised Joplin's unique sound, stating, "Her singing digs inside you and goes to your guts." This visceral connection with listeners distinguished Joplin from her contemporaries and set new standards for female performers. Following her departure from Big Brother and the holding company, Joplin formed her own band, the Cosmic Blues Band, which further showcased her versatility as a musician. With this group, she explored various musical styles, including soul and blues, enhancing her reputation as a genre-defying artist. Janis Joplin also played a crucial role in expanding women's roles in rock music. As one of the first prominent female rock stars, she paved the way for future generations of women in the industry. Singer-songwriter Melissa Etheridge acknowledged Joplin's influence, saying, "She showed us that it was okay to be loud, emotional, strong, vulnerable, and sensual, all at once." Tragically, Joplin passed away on October 4, 1970, but her legacy continues to resonate throughout the music industry. Artists like Stevie Nicks, Annie Lennox, and Pink have all cited Joplin as an inspiration due to her unapologetic stage presence and willingness to push boundaries. Moreover, modern singers like Miley Cyrus and Adele continue to channel Joplin's powerhouse vocals and fearless attitude. Indeed, Janis Joplin transformed the landscape of popular music through her undeniable talent, courage, and passion. By challenging conventions and embracing her individuality, she left behind an indelible mark still felt today. Beyond her powerful voice and electrifying stage presence, Janis Joplin was also known for her strong personality and unique values. She had a deep passion for individuality, social justice, and equality, which often came across in both her music and her actions outside of the spotlight. Joplin's love for blues and folk music inspired many of her songs, but she also drew inspiration from her own experiences and beliefs. Her hit song Me and Bobby McGee explored themes of freedom and independence, reflective of Joplin's own desire to break free from societal norms and expectations. Similarly, Mercedes-Benz, one of her last recordings before her untimely death, criticized materialism and consumer culture. Janis Joplin was deeply committed to various social issues throughout her career. She used her platform to advocate for civil rights and women's liberation, actively participating in protests and rallies during the late 1960s. In addition, she supported several charitable organizations focused on education, healthcare, and poverty reduction. One notable example of Joplin's philanthropy is her involvement with the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinics in San Francisco. As drug abuse became increasingly prevalent among young people during the counterculture movement, Joplin recognized the need for accessible medical care. She organized benefits and donated generously to help fund these clinics, providing essential services like substance abuse treatment and primary care to those who might otherwise go without it. Despite facing numerous challenges in her personal life, including addiction and mental health struggles, Janis Joplin remained true to herself and her convictions until the end. Through her music and activism, she left behind a legacy that continues to inspire generations today, one grounded in authenticity, compassion, and a fierce dedication to making the world a better place. Let's dive into the life and impact of Janis Joplin, a music artist who left an indelible mark on the industry. With her powerful voice and raw emotion, Joplin quickly became a symbol of counterculture and feminism in the 1960s. Her unique blend of blues and rock spoke to a generation searching for authenticity and freedom. Despite her tragic death in 1970 at the young age of 27, Joplin's influence can still be felt today. She paved the way for female musicians to break free from traditional gender roles and expectations. Her music continues to inspire new generations of artists who admire her courage and creativity. As for the future, it's impossible to say exactly what Joplin would have contributed if she were alive today. However, we can imagine that she would have continued to push boundaries and challenge norms. She may have even delved into other forms of art or activism, using her platform to advocate for social justice and equality. For aspiring musicians, Joplin offers some valuable advice. First and foremost, she encourages them to stay true to themselves and not be afraid to take risks. "Don't compromise yourself," she once said. "You are all you've got." Joplin also emphasizes the importance of hard work and dedication. "I think I was a pretty good singer before I was ever famous," she reflected. "But I worked really hard and made myself better." Joplin's legacy serves as a reminder that music has the power to bring people together, spark change, and transcend cultural barriers. As we look to the future, let us honor her memory by continuing to celebrate diversity, creativity, and self-expression in the arts. Undeniably, Janis Joplin's life was a testament to the power of creativity and perseverance. Born in Port Arthur, Texas, in 1943, She found herself drawn to music from an early age. In her teenage years, she began exploring different genres, eventually finding solace in blues and folk music. This exploration set the foundation for her innovative approach to music. Joplin moved to San Francisco during the late 60s, joining Big Brother and the Holding Company. Her unique voice quickly distinguished her from other musicians, leading the band to release several successful albums together. However, it wasn't until her iconic performance at the Monterey Pop Festival in 1967 that she gained nationwide recognition. Her powerful stage presence left audiences captivated, while her soulful vocals resonated deeply with listeners. After parting ways with Big Brother, Joplin embarked on a solo career, releasing 2 critically acclaimed albums, I Got Dem Ol' Cosmic Blues Again, Mama, and Pearl. These records further solidified her status as a trailblazer in rock music. Tragically, Joplin passed away in 1970 due to a drug overdose. Despite her untimely death, her influence continues to reverberate throughout the entertainment industry. Artists across various genres have cited her as an inspiration, admiring both her innovative style and unwavering dedication to her craft. Janis Joplin's story serves as a reminder of how creativity and persistence can shape not just individual lives, but also entire art forms. She dared to defy conventions, paving the way for future generations of musicians to do the same. So, when you find yourself facing challenges, remember the spirit of Janis Joplin. Let your passion guide you, innovate fearlessly, and never give up on your dreams. As we take time to reflect on the life and career of Janis Joplin, it's clear that her music has left a lasting impression. With hits like Piece of My Heart and Me and Bobby McGee, she quickly became one of the most recognizable voices in rock music. Her powerful and emotive vocals were unlike anything anyone had heard before, making her stand out in a crowded field of musicians. Joplin's influence extended far beyond just her music, though. She was a trailblazer who broke down barriers for women in the industry. At a time when male artists dominated the charts, Joplin proved that women could hold their own, and then some. She paved the way for future generations of female musicians, showing them that they too could succeed in what had traditionally been a man's world. Despite her success, Joplin remained true to herself throughout her career. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind or show her vulnerability, which made her all the more relatable to fans. Even today, her raw honesty continues to resonate with listeners around the world. As you think about Janis Joplin's work and legacy, we invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. What does her music mean to you? How do you think she changed the landscape of rock music? We can't wait to hear what you have to say. And if you enjoy our content celebrating the creative spirits shaping entertainment, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Together, let's continue to honor the legacies of these incredible artists.